Hello guys, this is Deepika from mytutorialrack.com. In the previous tutorial, we have created this CSS branch, and in this particular branch, we have added the this style.css, and also we have altered our blue index in orange to point to our this particular style sheet. So if you go up here, you will see that all of these three files has a style sheet reference. So all these three files refer to this style.css. But the master branch is not aware of this style.css changes. So if I go ahead and check out to master, means if I switch to the master branch, you will see that this particular branch is not aware of these style.css. So now, and also if you look at these style sheets or if you look at these individual files, you will see that these particular file does not have a link to the style.css. So they both are two different projects, or we can say they both are, one of them is the master, it's a different folder, it's a different project, and there's a different set of files, and the CSS has its own different set of files. So now if you're very much satisfied with what we have done in our CSS branch, so let's go ahead and see what's there in the CSS, and let's go ahead and see if you're satisfied with the changes that we have made. So if I go back here and check out or switch back to the CSS branch, and if I wanted to go ahead and see my changes, I'll just go ahead and open this in the browser. So I'll go ahead and open this file in the browser, and the remaining files as well. Index, open with Google Chrome, and so if I go back here, you'll see that okay, this is the blue page, this is my index.html, and if you want to go to the other one, which is the orange.html, you can go ahead and go to this orange.html as well. So these are my three files that I have. Now if I go back, and you'll see that the style.css has been implemented in these, and now if you look at the history of this particular style sheet, git log one line, you will see it has a different history as compared to the master. So if I go ahead and see if you'll see that add CSS style sheet and link HTML pages, these are little different if you compare this with the history of the master. So if I go back here and check out as the master, you will see the history is little different by going to one line here. And you will see that it is not even aware of these changes. It's not even aware of these up to changes that I made in the CSS. Now let's say if I wanted to go ahead and merge these changes, how will I do? So I need to first check out as master, because merge, so if let's say if I wanted to merge my CSS changes into the master, so I'm going to say git merge. And which branch I wanted to merge? I wanted to merge the CSS branch. So I'm going to say git merge CSS. And once you do that, what it will do is basically it will merge the current branch and then into the whatever the master is, whatever is there in the CSS will get merged into the master. But the CSS branch will remain unchanged. Okay, so the only branch will change will be the master. So now if you see here, you will see that okay, they have merge has happened, and now if you go to your project folder, you will see that it has a style.css file, and if you open these, you will also see that now this index.html has a link to these particular style sheets in all these three HTML pages. Before that, it was not there. Now what we did is we merged our changes from the CSS to the master branch. And another point to be noted here is if we now compare their history, if you'll go ahead and look at the history of the master, it is completely identical to the, let me go ahead and clear the screen, it is completely identical to the CSS one. So they both are same. Both of them have the same identical files and same set of files and same kind of changes. So one of them is a redundant, so it means it's like extra. If you look at the CSS changes, it's exactly the replica of the master after we have done the merge. So now if I go ahead and check out to the CSS, and if I compare this history with the history of the master, you will see it's exactly same. So both of them have the same commits. So both of them projects are very similar. So now what we need to do is, the CSS is extra, right? We don't want to keep extra similar changes. We don't want to have two project folders which is pointing to the same exact stuff. So now I'm going to go ahead and delete my CSS file. So how I'm going to go ahead and do that? Let me just go back here and let's go ahead and go back to our master, switch it back to the master branch, and now I'm going to go ahead and delete my CSS. So to do that, I'll say git branch -d. So this is the command to delete, and which branch you want to delete? Now you want to delete the CSS branch. So now if you see here, the branch has been deleted, and if you see the list of branches, you will see that the CSS branch is no longer there and it's not available anymore, because this is the command to delete the particular branch. And why we deleted it? Because this branch is totally identical to the master, because what we did was we merged our changes of the CSS into the master, but the CSS remained unchanged. So both of them, CSS as well as the master, have the identical set of files and have the identical files as well. So there was no point on keeping the CSS branch, so I got rid of the CSS branch. So to delete a particular branch, we do git branch -d and the name of the particular branch that you want to delete.